Beauty is not just a word, it's a feeling, it's a divine emotion. There are some parameters set to measure beauty. Well, I define beauty as Lake Saiful Malook is one of those immense beauties which needs no introduction, a place of fairy dancing in lake and a region of divine love. It is such a place that if once visited will make you go mad with its captivating beauty. It is attached to a very interesting tale that makes people and lovebirds go here again and again. Feeling anxious? What is that? I will tell you about the tale in today's video, so follow me till the end to know this story of love. Saiful Muluk is a lake present between giant mountains in the north of Kaghan Valley in Saiful Muluk National Park. It supplies water to Kunhar River. It is at an elevation level of 3,224 meters above the ocean. It is honored as one of the biggest lakes. The best thing about this lake is that the lake is honored as the 5th best tourist place in Pakistan by Guardian. Its beauty can be explained in one brief line that the water is greenish blue and freezing in the midst of glaciers like Malaka Parbat. Saiful Muluk is located in Mansehra district of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. It is situated 9 km in the north of Naran. The highest peak, Malaka Parbat, lies near this beautiful lake. It can be accessed from Naran in summers but is a bit difficult to reach in winters. The glaciers block waters in the stream from passing. The area was wholly covered with ice. As the temperature of earth started to rise, it melted the glaciers and a big vacuum is created, forming the lake from ice. The lake looks like a giant bowl of water, lower in the center and higher at the brims. It supports biodiversity of trouts, algae, planktons and other species. Trout fishing is a major leisure activity here. The lake is also called a magical lake because the water gets frozen inside due to the extreme minimum temperature and is set back to the normal flowing lake in summers. Summers are the best time to visit this lake. The weather is quite pleasant and blooming in daytime, which minimize at night to minus. Getting even the sight of this lake is more than enough. Its beauty is out of the words. There are two options to consider for recreation. One is to do boating and other is to go camping. Imagine that there is giant glaciers and mountains with thick snow and you are boating in the fairy lake. Doesn't it feel like you are in fairyland? This is the beauty of the fairy lake. But be careful while boating as the depth of this lake is still unknown and it can be dangerous without lifeguards. But the adventure lover don't care for sure. I mean, who can miss this beauty? Camping at the side of lake amongst mountains, stars and deep blue sky is what we desire. It is perfect holiday scene to enjoy with your partner and family. The other thing besides beauty which attracts tourists from all over the world is its famous tales of fairies. It is famous that there was a prince named Saiful Muluk in Naran who fell in love with a girl who was actually a fairy princess, Badiul Jamal. The poets converted this incident into poetry and folk tales. Now to honor this incident, many fairies dance along the lake at night. Don't know it's true or not, but it's beautiful. If someone wishes to visit the land of fairies, then peeps, Lake Saiful Muluk is waiting for you. The lake's history is what attracts tourists and foreigners along with Pakistanis who come to see the magnificence of Allah Almighty, leaving their troubles behind at home. The tale is about a prince named Saiful Muluk, a prince who fell in love with a princess named Badiul Jamal. Saif was a wealthy prince who hailed from Egypt, inheriting his riches from his forefathers. The prince was much loved by his father. One night, Prince Saif dreamed of a lake and a fairy. Walking up to reality, he went to his father and told him about his dream of the beautiful fairy and the lake. He insanely fell in love with the fairy. He asked his father, "How do I find this fairy? How do I be with her?" His father told him that he is human and the meeting is not possible. Defying his father's words, Prince Saif left for travels in a bid to find his fairy. After many years, he ended up in Naran, Pakistan. There he met a saint of Allah. He asked the saint how he could meet the fairy he dreamed of. The saint told him that there was a mountain hill and behind it is a stone where you need to pray of Allah Almighty for 40 days and after that you will know how to find your fairy. After 40 days of worship, the prince was able to control two jinns who made him wear a Sulaimani cap, a cap which can warn will make you invisible. The jinns brought the prince near the lake where two fairies were taking a bath. As the narrator says, the fairies had come from Koykaf, a place near Russia. When the fairies started to bath in the lake, the jinn stole Badiul Jamal clothes while her fairy friend dressed and left. The prince then lent his cap chadar to the fairy he was in love with and took her down to Naran, hiding her wings. When the other fairy reached Naran, she told the fairy guardians, Deo Safed, of how Badiul Jamal had been lost on the way. Now telling that she was with the prince, this angered the Deo very much, and he destroyed the whole lake in a bid to find the fairy. With the water barrier breaking, this caused a storm-like situation for the fairy and the prince. This is when they started praying to Allah Almighty to save them. To their help, Allah made a tunnel appear and the storm passed them, saving both the prince and fairy. The storyteller says that the tunnel still exists. The Deo in anger jumped and ended up at a place now called Deosai, where he died. The prince then took fairy Badiul Jamil from the same tunnel back to the homeland in Egypt. The prince then took fairy Badiul Jamal from the same tunnel back to his homeland in Egypt. The reason this lake is called Saiful Malook is because the prince's name was Saif, and Malook means the place where the prince and fairy met. Legend also has it that the Ansoo lake in Kaghan Valley was formed in the tears of the Deo, who cried when he had lost his fairy. As per the classic tale, the prince and the fairy still live in the tunnel and come to the lake's surface on the 14th night of every lunar month. Continue watching the aerial footage and stay tuned for my next video. Guys, do subscribe my YouTube channel and press the bell icon so you can get notified when I upload a new video. Thank you.